my knee is killing me, and I don't know why that knee is hurting. Said what, Jennifer? I said my knee hurt every day. My right knee. And that's what mine is today, the right knee.
Okay, let's see. It is live in the group chat in Cassie Verano's drip. And just waiting here. It has been sent live to the drip admin group. You guys can grab the link there. Jenny, are you able to see it?
Can you see my new glasses, Cat?
Okay, I see "Hey Sis" from a few people. I'm trying to see. Let me hop over to Drip so I can see who it is. Invite. Give me just a moment. Okay, so you guys can join me live. I just put the link in the comment section so that you all can join there.
I think I'm in, but I see you moving.
Okay, you would need to click on the Cozy Sips with Cat in the comment section. Can you see the comment section? Huh? Okay, let's see. Can anyone grab that link that I just shared and see if it'll allow you to come on stage with me? Yes, anybody. Um, so hold on, I'm still trying to work this out. So like I can see Ruby on the sidelines in the comment section, but what I'm trying to do is pull you guys onto the stage with me like we normally do when we have a guest. So we'll have a guest and they will click the link that we give them and that's how they join. So if you click the link that I've sent in this chat, then you should be able to join me live on stage. And let me try to send some to you guys. I sent hold on. I've sent it to my admins, I sent it to Ruby, I sent it to Veronica, I sent it to Donna on Facebook Messenger. So check your messengers. Okay, here's Donna and Ruby. So
Hello.
I've got Donna and I've got Ruby. Hey ladies.
Hi.
Ruby, you're muted.
Yeah. Hey, hello. You try to change up on us at the last minute, child. You know that.
Okay, hold on. We've got too many. Okay, let's see. That might be better. I had other windows open. I am shutting my phone off now. Lakeisha, did you get it? Did you and Jennifer get it before I shut my phone down?
It's loading.
Okay. No, the only reason I switched up tonight was because um well, unfortunately, I forgot I had canceled my Zoom account. So I didn't have enough time to get Zoom back in effect because that's where we usually have these chats at. And so I was like, well, we'll do, a Facebook room. And I was struggling trying to figure out the Facebook room. So then I finally said, well, hey, um, I'll just go ahead and do it from the StreamYard for Cozy Sips. So here's Veronica. Keisha, you're trying to come on, but it says you need to connect your mic and your cam before you can be added to the stream. Even if you turn your camera off like Ruby did, you just still need to have it connected so that it'll let me add you in.
So I have a delay. Like whenever you're speaking, it's repeating itself. Am I the only one? The only one that's hearing that, or
Yeah, I don't hear that. I just hear her.
I'm hearing it too, Donna.
I was hearing it at first, but I realized I had YouTube open, I had Facebook open, and I had StreamYard open. So I closed YouTube and Facebook, and now I'm only on StreamYard. So I don't hear my echo anymore. Do you guys have more than one window open?
yeah? Okay, so I'll close Facebook.
Okay. Do you still
Okay,
hear it?
no, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Ruby?
don't have it either.
Y'all, I just came home from work. I probably got a ticket or two running the red lights. I'm still in my Spartan gear wear, the whole 9 yard. I left the contest. Got burned from the hot dog thing trying to get here. I'm like, I gotta go. I had to tell everybody. I gotta
Well,
leave
I'm
by
glad you made
7:15.
it, but I hate that you might have got a ticket in the meantime.
It is
Right.
okay for Ezra. I get 10 tickets for Ezra, honey. So I'm good.
Let's see. Rosalind McQuarrie tried to call me. Can somebody reach out to her because she might be trying to get in, and
Okay.
Donna.
I'm gonna send her the link real quick.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Oh, Polo, please.
Oh Lord, I took off my glasses and it got so blurry. I can't see Jack.
I lost Ruby.
Yep.
Okay, here comes Danae. Okay, not Veronica. Jennifer, are you able to connect with the link?
Uh,
Keisha.
Yeah.
Who is this? This Keisha? Oh, okay.
the link is gone.
Who do I need to send it to?
Rosalind.
Okay. I just sent it to her. Let me try it again.
She said she'll look again.
Okay, she
We just
sent it.
lost somebody.
Yeah. Danae, it says her device not connected. So what happens is you need to allow it to connect to your microphone and
Phone
your
and camera.
camera.
Yeah.
You can turn the camera off and you can mute yourself, but you have to have them connected in order to be on here. Let me see what happened to Ruby. Strange.
What are you eating, Donna?
Some expired potato chips
Okay,
and pepper
so
I don't need.
Danae. Okay, so Danae is back. I just sent it to. I don't know what happened to Ruby. There's Rosalind.
Okay.
Oh Lord. I had a rough day. She talked about she hasn't taken her gear off. I'm sitting in the bed with my electric blanket on.
Keisha, can I get you ladies to mute for 1 second, please?
Okay.
Keisha is showing that your devices are not connected. Will it let you connect your camera? Let me ask you this. Can you do it from your phone? Go to Facebook Messenger to our little chat group and try to connect from there and see what happens. There's a lot of crazy delays going on. I'm on the phone with Keisha and Jennifer, and I asked Keisha a question. She answered me. And then a minute later, I heard my question come back again.
My phone got unhappy, and I had to turn my whole phone off. So that's why you lost me.
Okay. But you are able to connect from your phone, Ruby?
Yes, I
Okay.
went to the Cozy Sips page and clicked on that link.
Which to the Facebook page or to the YouTube page?
The YouTube page.
Okay, Keisha. Try that. Try going to the YouTube page and clicking from it there. That's how she was able to get in. So I see Rosalind again. She's in the bottom and she's up top. Did you guys have to download StreamYard? Jennifer's on.
I didn't because I've
I
been
didn't
on
have to
StreamYard
download
before.
it. I just had to choose a different browser.
Okay, Jennifer says she only had to choose a different browser to get on.
If she hadn't used StreamYard before, she might need to do something different, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I didn't have to download it. It asked me about something, the Google Chrome something,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to just hit on that way.
Okay.
I had to, because I'm on my phone, I had to press the 3 little dots at the top to get on Google Chrome, and then that's how I got in.
What is it saying on Google Chrome? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's doing the same thing on the computer and the phone? Okay. Okay.
Did she go to Cozy Sips in Chrome and then click that link?
Did you hear Ruby? She say, go to the Cozy Sips YouTube page while you're in Chrome and then just click the direct link that I sent. Because Jennifer didn't have to click, she didn't have to download it. Okay. Did anybody bring drinks tonight?
I'm not drinking tonight. I have Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Okay. What do you have, Donna?
I'm going hardcore. I got Pepsi.
That's real hardcore. Yes.
Janae, what do you have?
Just water.
Jen?
Water, and I'm getting ready to fix me a cup of coffee.
Veronica? Ronnie? What you drinking?
I just grabbed me a bottle of water.
Roz? My childhood best friend's name was Rosalind, and she spelled it exactly the way you spell yours, and I've never seen anybody else spell it like that, but you two.
Rosalind.
You're still on mute if you're
Still
talking.
muted. She's got herself muted.
She might have stepped away, waiting on us to get started. So unfortunately, I'm on meds, so your girl can't have anything to drink. I was sipping on sweet tea earlier, and I just realized I looked around and I have nothing.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I left my tea at work. Shoot.
Oh my God.
Man.
So I am going to text somebody in the family to please bring me something to drink because I am getting dry mouth right now. All right. I know. I'm sorry it took us so long to get to this book chat because I have been, like you ladies, consumed with Rose, writing it. And every moment I have to breathe when I'm not working or dealing with family stuff, I've been immersed in Rose, and I honestly forgot about Ezra for a minute until somebody brought it to my attention. I said, okay, we need to do it. And then I forgot we were doing it until Donna said something about me having a drink this Friday. She said it on the podcast this Tuesday. And I was like, why I need to wait to Friday? Why are we having a drink Friday? What's so special about Friday? And so at that time, Ty was like, oh, because it's the weekend, you chill and you wind down. I'm like, no, I think she said it for another reason. And I know it's something I'm forgetting, but I don't know what I'm forgetting.
And I put in the chat. I put in the chat what we were doing.
Right, but I didn't see it until later because, okay, so a lot of times Ty is the one reading the comments and she is the one that's sharing them up on the screen. Well, even though I'm looking at the camera or whatnot, a lot of times I am looking at my format, my layout, what's next, where we're going to, what questions. I'm seldom looking at the comments. So if she leaves the comment up long enough for me, and I need to ask her to leave the comment up long enough for me to see it because I miss a lot of stuff. And so when the show is all over, I always go back. I sit down, I watch the show again, I read the comments individually and everything. And I'm like, oh, well, dang, I missed that. I didn't get to respond to that, So I'm going to start asking her to leave them up just a little bit longer so I can see everybody's comments. Because, yeah, I totally missed that. And I was like, oh, Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to postpone it because it's been gone long enough. And I really need to finish writing this next book that comes in the Maxwell series and get that out.
Cassie, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Who is this?
This is Rosalind.
Yeah.
Okay, and Lakeisha is trying to get in.
Okay, cool. Perfect. Thank you. There she is. Good shot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had my screen maximized so I couldn't see it.
And I was going
to say, she's here. I'm hanging up my phone.
Must be a phenomenal woman if both of our names are spelled the same way.
I don't know. I loved her dearly, but
okay, well, I'll take that back. I can't speak on her. Okay, I'll take that back. I backtracked because the way you said that and grabbed your glasses, I said,
She was one of those where you had to grow up and realize Mama was right, and your little big brother was right when they was trying to tell you to watch your back constantly.
Oh,
and you didn't find out until you were grown that you really needed to watch your back. And I wish her all the best in life wherever she is. I really do. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
that was another phase.
Okay. Well, I take that back. I'm not gonna hitch my wagon to her. So I'll just leave that alone.
Okay, let's dive into it. Ezra. Okay. First, there were a couple of questions thrown out to me. And I'll go ahead and answer those before I get into the questions I have for you ladies. Or you know what? No. Well, y'all tell me, how do y'all want to do it? Do you want me to ask you my questions first or answer the questions that were given to me? Because at the same time, if you all have questions, you can throw it on too with the ones that were already given to me.
Why don't you answer the ones that were given to you first? So that way it's possibly the same question.
Okay. Lakeisha said it doesn't matter. Anybody else has an opinion?
I'm good.
Nope, it doesn't matter. Whichever way you go.
Okay.
Go ahead and answer the questions that you have first, and then that way we won't have to ask the same questions again, like Dana said.
Sounds good. Okay, so one of the questions was, what made you come up with the idea of having Ezra to be attracted to older women, and not just any older woman, but a woman that is his mom's friends? So, before I even wrote the Maxwells, I knew that I just had this image of what if, and that's how a lot of my books come. A what if image of there's this guy who is the young son and he's handsome and he's attractive, and yet mom's older flirty friend, because that's not who Morgan was, but in my initial thought, it was mom's older flirty friend, who is a divorcee, finds herself attracted to this younger son. And at that time, this younger son in my head was like maybe 19, 20, still in college or whatnot. How would that situation look and how would it be handled? So I never wrote that book. But then when we got into the Maxwells, it came up in my head again. But yet I wanted him to be more refined, more mature than my initial thought. I always wanted, because even if you see Ezra's interaction with Shep, he's more serious than Shep was. He had a lot of issues with, Shep and how he just disregards life. And so I wanted him to be more mature. And I felt like for him to capture a woman of a certain age, of our age range group, he didn't need to come with the little boy games. It needed to be someone who was confident within himself, who wasn't easily diverted by the mind games a woman might want to play, because we do. We all tend to play mind games. And it needed to be someone who was able to say, hey, this is what I want. I know that you want me, and this is what we're doing. Did I lose somebody? I think Jennifer, no, she's still here. Looked like somebody dropped off, but Veronica dropped off. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
There you go. I just saw the screen shift. So that was the whole thing behind, why I decided to have him attracted to an older woman, and why it was mom's friend. It all came from some idea, some notion that previously popped up in my head, because I'm always playing around with the what ifs. I have forever looked at people, the mailman, and said, I wonder what his life is like. I wonder if he's happy. I wonder if he's married. I wonder if he's got kids. And what if his life is like this? And what if I'm always a what if person? And I'm always toying with the questions that people want to know, but don't want to ask, or thinking about the things that people don't want you to know they think about. So that's kind of where that came from. And then the next question was, why did you have Morgan to be so complex about dating Ezra, even though she was in love with him, regardless of the age gap? Her complexity came from a twofold thing. One, she has these kids that are adults who are kind of close in age to him, but they know him. They've pretty much known him almost all of his life. And, where growing up, they might have looked at him whenever they came around like an older brother or whatever. There was that. And then they were also dealing with the fallout of the divorce, and how, they viewed their father dating these younger women, and her children meant the world to her. And she really was concerned about, how are they going to take this? How are they going to perceive this? I don't want to scar my children, even though they're halfway across the country and I have to live my life as well. I really need to think about this. And I've been burned, badly by their father. And so I don't know that he'll get tired. He might get tired of me. He might meet someone else who's younger than I am, and she'll come along and she'll turn his head, and then I'll be stuck looking like a fool. It's so many variables to that. But one of the major things was the friendship. She had a genuine friendship with his father outside of working with his father, but with his mom. And I have a 30-year-old son. I have a 22-year-old son. And if my friends looked at my sons, we got problems. We got problems, and some women do like younger men. And I think for me, because that's even like with sometimes when we look at some of the graphics that us Arthur share, I'm kind of like, I know, because that reminds me of my son, so it's certain things I won't share. But her deepest complexity came from her issue with, I have a young son. How would I feel if I were in this situation? And what is this going to do with my friendship? What is this going to do to my friendship? How is it going to complicate things at work? Because she was genuinely worried about his dad and how he would perceive it. But he was just more or less like most men are. I'm not getting caught up in all that. My son's got to live his life. He's got to make his decisions. I don't live his life for him. But, then there's mom, on the other hand. She's an emotional woman, just like we all are. And so she did not want to lose her friendship, because she had been there for her, through some tough times, and really gave her a shot when she needed it. So that's what was behind that. Anything else before I throw questions at y'all?
Not Sandy. Yeah. Sandy, she had a question, not about, it's about Ezra. Dr. Who was the let me find her thing, because she has a function tonight, but
was it Dr. Morgan? What, the professor? It was something about, I guess, one of
Oh yeah, there's Dr. Bernard Powers is
yeah
Ezra. Okay, she's reading Ezra. Oh, here it is. I'll be okay. Blah, blah. The black professor in the history department of the College of Charleston is actually modeled. Is it actually modeled after Dr. Bernard Powers?
I have no idea who that is.
Okay.
I'm sad that I'm showing my ignorance because maybe there's somebody I should know, but I don't know who that is.
Oh, it's if Kenneth is modeled after that character, but I'll tell her if you don't know who that is.
Yeah.
That's what she was asking. I said,
who is that? Oh, it's not a real person. It's a character.
I guess it's
no, the person is real. He works at a college, and she was saying, like, I guess the character that's in Ezra,
Kenneth?
the professor, right? He's a professor, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The one that she went
She was asking.
Yeah, she was asking whether or not he's modeled after Dr. Bernard Powers, which I don't know who that is either. So
Veronica,
Me either.
Does anybody on the phone know who that is on the call?
No.
Nope.
I don't know.
Well, we're back to Google.
Next that's what I was going to ask if somebody would
Google. My question is not necessarily just about Ezra. It's about something as I mentioned, noticed in all 3 books with the ladies.
Oh yeah, this is the one that's got me scared.
It's nothing bad. I notice a pattern. Normally, it is the male who tend to not want to own us and hide us. But in your 3 books, it's the flip side. You have I didn't want to say about her relationship with Kate and all that first. And then you have in Mac, if Mac relationship would not have been so jacked up and messed up the length of which it went, if she had acknowledged as he wanted to
her marriage,
up. And now you have the same, which we understand, Morgan. We understand why you said her kids, especially the friendship of her and his mom and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you have these men like, I'm living my life. I'm proud of you. You're mine. I want the whole entire universe to know. Mm-hmm. And Mac is afraid of what the black community is going to say, which normally be the flip side of what the white community say. You put this black person, and then you have Morgan worried about her kids. You got this asshole husband, and then you have and then you have the mother, which the mother, that's another, I understand her thing, but again, and then you have the father. As you said, men is like.
Can we pause that for one moment? Keisha sent a message. She said he's been a professor of history for 26 years at the College of Charleston. Oh, interesting. No, I had no idea. No idea. That was a coincidence, honestly.
Wow, because she's on a mission to every place that you write about.
Right, every place.
So when we go down there, we're supposed to be going to all these places, so I'm like, okay.
Okay. I need to join y'all travels. Y'all probably got there. Now I probably don't need to join y'all travels. Y'all gonna be got me in trouble with my husband.
We don't do that.
Well, we ain't that bad. I mean,
okay. Back to your question, Donna. We're not going to even tackle that. So I think basically, here's what I see. A lot of times in our writings, us as authors, we write about men who they got to get their head out their asses. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, it's not always that way. There are a lot of good men out there. And sometimes we women need to get our shit together.
Right.
And I say that from my perspective. I have a very, very good man. I needed to get my shit together.
You have said that.
So, and I've had a lot of growing up to do. We've been married for 20 years. We've been together for 27 years. I was 22 when I met my husband, and he was 26. And he was a very mature 26-year-old and very streetwise. Mm-hmm. I was very sheltered and me. And we started a family, and I was still me. And I want you and the kids to be about me. And no, it doesn't work that way. It needs to be about my career. It needs to be about this. And I give all props to my husband and kudos to him and glory to God for my career, my corporate career, as well as my writing career, because he has been extremely supportive of everything I do. to the point of implementing ideas in my head. The podcast was his idea. Me publishing books was his idea. This was something I did for myself personally. So there's a lot of times that we women tend to think we've got our stuff together. And in some aspects of the world, we do. But there are a lot of aspects of the world we don't, and we don't own it. And we don't want the world to see our mess. We want to step out into the world where like we've got this all together and it's always the guys. And we fail to take on that self-responsibility. And I believe because we fail to take on that self-responsibility, we fail to teach the generations coming behind us. We're always talking about growing up. I always heard men need to do this and men need to do that, or men are dogs and this, that, and the other. And I had to learn the hard way that wasn't true. So I entered a relationship with the ideas of my mom and my aunts and my grandmother and all the other women who had been around me. And I had to learn that you should have left that baggage at the door, baby, because that was their life and their story. That's not true.
Right.
That's
And
good.
because that's not my story, then I have to also tell another story that sometimes people don't want to hear or see or acknowledge, or they might not even relate to it because it might not be their story, but somebody out there it is. So these women, I did not, Donna, intend to make all of them that way. It just came about because I knew that I wanted this series to be different than anything I've ever done. And I knew that I wanted to tackle some messy subjects. Like, what if your husband, who's supposed to be dead, come popping up at your door when you standing here with your lover who just turned your world upside down and made you feel the kind of sex you ain't never felt in your life and didn't even know that existed?
On a damn yacht at that.
Orgasms was this deep.
Yes.
So, and then, what if his friend is just that fine and I do want to have him and I want to just explore my freak nature and I don't want to be held accountable and I just want to let everything go to the wind for one night, And then now that I've done that, life ain't all I thought it was going to be. That ain't great. This ain't great. And, because it's like I was telling Ty, you always hear where people talk about, I want to have a threesome. I want to have a threesome. And they talk about
Bad idea.
but nobody wants to explore what happens on the other side when it doesn't come out right. And Ty confessed to me that she did have a friend who it didn't come out right. Things got twisted and flipped all up, So, and you don't really see that in the books too much. So I wanted to tackle that. And then here we have, Ezra. And like I said, just having that thought, what if, there's this woman out there and now she has to deal with all of this. And even in Baby Girl, when Baby Girl book comes out next, she's dealing with being barren. Everybody's there. Her brothers are starting these families. And all she wants is this. And I can't tell too much about that. She wants this because she's had this.
After what you drop with the rose.
Okay. Yes.
Because I know we're going to touch on it, but I had another question. Like I said, we will. Rosalind, I told her to read the books, and she struggled with book 2 because she didn't like Mac. But we have to tell her, keep on going. You will see.
Yeah.
And then with our Sandy, Shep, no, keep on going. You'll understand why Shep is the way he is. So and now they're in love.
Okay.
But the question again, it pertains to all 3 books. In the first book, I said the father was racist, but he's come around some when Kay got married. When did he fully, and what changed him prior to the 3 women becoming his daughter-in-law? And then Morgan was working for him, obviously, but I said Morgan was working for him, but working for someone as an employee and actually.
Yeah. Oh, it's a whole different thing than having them in your family. A whole different thing. So, yeah. But you'll find out.
In book 4?
You'll find out. Any other questions? Any other bodies?
She's kicking me questions aside.
I think Ezra was my favorite out of the 3.
Men.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I was like,
he was a gentleman.
And I was thinking, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
But who he wrote? And Lakeisha, I don't know if everybody else has, but I know Lakeisha, Jennifer, and Ruby have. You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Keisha, Jennifer, or Ruby. Do y'all know who he reminds me of?
No, not Mr. V.
No. Keisha, you're getting close, but no, not Smooth. But in that line. He reminds me of Grayson. Grayson was a gentleman. And though he went through things with his love, he was always a gentleman with her, and that's who he puts me in the mind of because he was patient, despite the fact that she kept pushing him away. And then he had troubles of his own with his ex popping up, but he was determined
Oh yeah.
he wasn't giving up on her no matter what. And, he really, really finding out she was a virgin and that she had given herself to him that way made him want to be there for her all the more, commit to her, protect her, and make her his. So that's who.
I need to read that again. It's been so long since I read that book. That's why I got to read that one again.
Do you know that book that was one of my earlier first releases, and from Grayson, everybody requested books about his brothers. So that's how the Sons of Victor Black series came about, because I had no intention on writing about his brothers, but they really wanted to know his brothers. So yeah, that's who he puts me in the mind of. He's a gentleman. He's patient. He's caring, and he's very thoughtful, and he's a romantic. And I think that was one of the things I wanted to do, because even though I write romance, it's not really romantic. It's like, get your ass over here, girl. Bend over that table, spread it wide, and let me take it. And it's one of those, I'm gonna grab your head and shut up and take all this dick. That's usually what it is.
Romantic.
I wanted him to show different different aspects of himself, to be able to, okay, Jeanette is here. I am adding her to the call. And she said, what's the story with Morgan's kids? Why did they do everything their father wanted? It was more so because sometimes as kids, they tend to think mom's love is unconditional. Mom is going to love me no matter what. A lot of times fathers tend to be disciplinarians. Who did I lose? I've got Jeanette is here, Veronica, Lakeisha, Danae. Okay, let me put you back in. Okay. And so sometimes kids seem to feel like a mother's love is unconditional. I can test her so far because mom ain't gonna take no junk from me. But on that same token, if I mess up, she's more forgiving. So it was more or less that, because their father he was a screwball, and they put in more of the work to keep the father's relationship with themselves intact. They knew they didn't have to do that with mama, because mama sacrificed, and she always showed that she would sacrifice no matter what, and they knew she could handle it. So it was nothing more than that.
Yeah, I didn't like with them kids. They knew they were supposed to be coming to her house, and they let the father talk them into going over to the other country. Well, I was kind of mad with them.
I like that. Yeah.
You was mad, Ruby?
Yeah, I was mad with them.
I was too, because I felt like the father manipulated them
into doing
all the time with being with him instead of with her.
Because he had money too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of thought a little sideways about that too, and I was thinking,
Who is that?
This is Rosalind.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. I didn't care for the kids were very spoiled.
How much older was the professor her daughter got pregnant by?
I didn't really get into that too much. Just that he was an adult. He was much older, but I didn't put an age on them. Like a lot of times I'll outline people's ages, but I don't think I did. I don't recall doing one for them.
No.
I could be wrong.
And I was kind of curious since
no, there was no age.
He was married with a family of his own, so he was he was definitely grown. I left that impression, but I didn't put a specific age. I know I did not have intentions of there being a 24-year age gap like there is with Rose, because I didn't know how y'all were going to receive that. I didn't know if I was going to get heat off of that one or not, but I know he wasn't like that.
You got heat, but it ain't the bad heat. It's heat.
No, it's just the irony of you have this younger man chasing Morgan, and then the daughter is had an affair and is pregnant by an older man. So just kind of curious as to exactly how much older uh, the difference in age from, because the same thing with what's his face in book one with Yaya and her husband that she met at college and stuff like
Yeah,
that, you know.
exactly. Because he seemed a lot older than her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was a
He was.
significant age gap with them. I
Mhm.
think, if I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and look, but it was like 15 to 20 years,
Yeah,
something like that.
he was. And well, if you ask me, he was manipulating her but
Mhm.
whatnot. But
Very,
Yes.
very much
mhm.
so. Very much
Yep.
so.
All right.
That was another manipulation.
Let's get into the questions that I have for you ladies. How did you feel at the beginning when he caught her in the garden and kissed her when she was upset?
Um,
It didn't bother me none.
It
This
didn't bother me.
Didn't bother
At the
me.
very
I
beginning
just
of the book.
he went from comforting her to wanting got that feeling, and he went with that feeling.
I love you, Miss Ruby.
I think he was having
You
flashbacks
know
when
what
he
went through
first
my
started
head
with,
when Ruby said that? I got to thinking of Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing.
mhm. Yeah, exactly. For him and her, because when he first saw her crying when she was what, 14, 15, the first
He was
time
14.
when he
Yeah,
heard her crying, he wanted to go do something to the husband then. And
yeah.
here he's an older man. You know, he's no longer his 14-year-old hiding out in the closet and all that kind of stuff like that. He can actually do something, not to him, but he can do something to comfort her.
He's
And his mind,
empowered
this is
now.
his.
He's
Yeah.
empowered now. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm like,
What were your thoughts about Morgan's ex taking her kids away for the holidays? We talked about that. Did you think she was leading him on when he visited her at work and she allowed him to feed her dinner and massage her feet? Or do you think she was just caught up in the moment?
Hmm.
Mm.
Once again,
Huh.
that feeling hit, and I don't think she was using him. No.
Lakeisha
Right.
says
I
she
think she
felt
was
like
just caught at the
she was in
moment. The
that's
moment.
what Lakeisha said too.
But what bothered me about her, she kept backpedaling. My thing is, in the instance, she enjoy his company, things like that, and I was like, "You giving it mixed signals."
Okay. So here's the thing. Have you ever been in a situation where you know you shouldn't be doing this thing, but in the moment you're in this situation, damn, that ice cream tastes really good. And I know I ain't supposed to be eating this ice cream. I know I got lactose intolerance. I know I'm gonna pay for it on the back
Okay,
end. But right now it's sitting in front of me. So I gotta have it. And so I have it. But then later on I get sick and I ain't feeling so good. And the ice cream ain't around and I ain't got it in my house anyway. So no, I'm never doing it again. And then somebody pops up at my house tomorrow and bring me ice cream. What the hell am I going to do? Oh my God, I just got to have the ice cream. And it's
okay.
butter pecan. It's my favorite. And ooh, oh my God, it's from my favorite ice cream. What the hell am I going to do?
eat that ice
Hmm.
cream. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially
Yep.
if it's butter
The ice
pecan,
cream.
I'm gonna eat it.
And you already know what the
And you may be
consequences.
looking
There'll
for
be
a
no
piece of
surprise. You just
cake
be
or
mentally
a
prepared.
cookie to go with it. Okay, so
Right.
See,
That's like me and
genetic
chocolate.
reason.
Hell, I'm
That's
gonna
all
eat
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's just like sometimes, she knew she couldn't deny the fact that she was attracted to this man. She was definitely attracted to him and everything he makes her feel. It's like, even in the blurb, it says he's everything that women say they want in a man. He's perfect for me, but he's not because there are these stipulations. I'm gonna have to pay hell. Hell is coming my way if I indulge in this moment, if I indulge in these few moments. But dang, right now, it's kind of like you got the little devil and the angel on your shoulder playing with you, and at any
it.
given
And
moment,
the devil won out.
Yes, he does.
well,
And you know the I just that situation it just makes you so mad because flip that around. There's no
yes,
nothing with the man, no whatever.
yes,
Keep on going.
yes.
No. every single thing that she is thinking about, there's no thought, no nothing whatsoever. We have to go through this like rigmarole, all this craziness, and it's just a lot just to be with someone. They're younger that we haven't. That's truly our soulmate. Truly our soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
The man, on the other hand, they get kudos, high five, pat on the back, the whole 9 yards. We're looked at like, how dare you, or are you crazy, or
Now, but
You a cradle robber.
that's a good segue to my next question. You said that men get pats on the back. However, her kids were not happy about what their father was doing. Case in point, when she went to dinner with Andre and Christina,
Mm-hmm.
and he was really upset about what was going on in his dad's life. So every time it's not always the pats on the back. Do you feel like she should have taken advantage of that opportunity to share what she was going through, or maybe have her ex-husband's back in her commentary?
I lost you a little bit. Have her ex-husband's what?
Back. And as far as when the kids were, her son was upset about that. Do you feel like she should have been supportive of her ex-husband's decisions, or do you feel
Nope.
like she should have just kept her mouth closed and stayed out of it?
Stay out of it.
Kept her mouth closed and stayed out of it.
Stayed out of it. Mm-hmm.
Her son was a
Yeah.
spoiled brat. He acted like a spoiled
Yeah.
jerk.
Yeah.
Her son
Yeah,
made
he
it.
He was
did.
a jerk. He
Yeah,
was
and
a
then
jerk.
and then with them being, although they're older, it's still your parents and they're divorced.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have that little whatever, and the son may not have been totally, completely aware of every single thing that was going on, but have an idea. But he was acting like a petulant 2-year-old. He was a jerk.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was.
Jerk.
He
You know.
was. And
Yeah,
plus
absolutely.
plus they knew that the husband had cheated on her. So why were they having an issue with her trying to have some happiness?
And the
Right.
fact he was a totally different. Ezra was a totally different man than how their father was. So I think that
But
was a little bit of,
they had not been exposed to the man that Ezra was to her.
but
No.
they can
So,
see, but they
and you got to keep
saw.
in mind, when it comes to their dad, that's their daddy. That's still daddy.
I
And when
understand
you
that.
think about your parents, a lot of times our parents can't do any wrong.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna say
He's not having it.
I'm just saying, in the instance they saw that their mother was happy. There was a
They didn't
happiness.
see that. They didn't see that yet. They didn't
Well,
see it because they weren't around. They didn't see them in the relationship until they popped up, and but they did
right,
not
but
see that part. And I don't really think they
Absolutely.
even saw the mother really dating. And when you
well, I
listen,
agree. I agree. They didn't see the dating part, but I think they had to notice, even when they were talking to her on the phone, there was a certain change in her a little bit. Because the mother just seems.
No,
not with her because she wasn't open with
no.
it. She was still struggling with it. If she was
Right.
open with it, then you would see the
So
joy and the glow. But
let
she was still
me share
struggling.
this real quick.
Mhm.
So Keisha said, case in point, when I got a divorce, my kids could care less what he did. When I tried to date, they had an issue because they saw the BS their dad put me through, and they didn't want to see me go through that again. So part of that can be from a self-preservation nature, but also not that what Donna said. Well, what Keisha said, two, what Donna said, in that they didn't see mom dating. 3, they didn't really hear the happiness or giddiness, because whenever they were on the phone with her, they were more focused on their lives and
That's
what was
true.
going on with
You're
them.
right.
Yeah.
She kept
You're
that
right.
attention
You're
on
right.
them, so they had no exposure to any of it.
That's true.
And him, and any part of him being in her life, was like dousing a sleeping person with a big cup of ice water. It was like,
That-
well, what the hell just happened here?
Yeah, you're right.
They had to step out of being self-consumed to see that there's been a change in my mama's life and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
So part of that petulance and that spoiledness was also guilt, because
Yeah.
you missed the whole thing going on here.
Yeah.
You were so selfish and self-absorbed.
That's
You
true.
never paid mama any
That's true.
attention.
And
That's
the only time they really saw Ezra was on TV.
Yeah.
Once they
That's-
became
Yeah.
adults. So
He's
they
just a
didn't know
celebrity
him.
that they know of.
Yeah.
And like her daughters was like, hey, when he comes out here to go to the tournaments, everybody's flocking to see him because he's so fine and this, that, and the other. And that's all we see him as,
Mhm.
So yeah, that was a lot of that. Ezra did several things to woo Morgan, including writing her a love letter, taking her breakfast in the morning, and creating a playlist for her, and so on and so forth. Do you think that she was worth the chase?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, she
Yep,
was.
yep.
She
She
was.
was
Yeah.
worth it.
She
Yes.
definitely
Yes,
was.
Mm-hmm.
She was truly a
yes.
lady. She was a lady.
I'm gonna tell you this: those love letters. I don't know the last time I saw love letters in a book. That was nice. That was really, really nice. Good old fashioned. He old fashioned courted her. Is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
what he did.
Yep.
That was
Mm-hmm.
real nice. Because it's those little things. He has money. She has some money, but he can buy her whatever. But those little things that are that touch your soul and your
Mhm.
heart make
Mm-hmm. That money can't buy.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But yeah, that money
Absolutely.
can't
Yep.
buy.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I wanted to share. And I think I'll do a lot more of those things moving forward, because it was like even him creating a playlist for her. It's those little things that you take
Yeah.
for granted,
Yeah.
because anybody can go out and buy something.
Yeah.
Um,
Because she introduced him to the jazz, didn't she?
mhm.
Yeah.
So
But she
Yeah.
and he took the time to research. Look, you know what I'm saying? Just listen,
Absolutely.
listen without her realizing he was really listening. I mean,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Oh, it was good. I
I
really
was
enjoyed it.
really worried about how people was going to take this one, because it wasn't so constant
boom, boom,
sex in your
hardcore.
face. Yeah, it was more sweet, more gentle, more laid back, a different
It was a
version.
not a cleanser, but a more relaxation,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
meditation to the soul
Yeah.
Yeah.
versus the other two. You can call it a cleanser because you go boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Every now and then you gotta like go to the doctor, get a little relax. So
Yeah.
essentially,
It
shut up.
was a a good change. A good change.
It was a breather, just like
Yes.
just relax and enjoy and whatnot, and bring it
Yeah.
back to like old fashioned, like you said, that courting, that dating, the just
Mhm.
The
not
romance.
over,
Yes.
not just
Yes.
caveman style. It's like, and he was from the get go. This is my woman. This is mine. She is mine. From when, and that is so unique from the time he was young, and she got married. He was
And
doing
and he never strayed from that.
no. I mean, he had his partners, i.e., Poppy and
Right.
Kendall. When she met him up at what's her name, Poppy Pepper, whatever her name was, at the party when the
Ugh.
book is open.
Yeah.
She got on
And
my nerves.
she was a skank. Yeah, she was a skank.
Did not take
Jeanette
no for an
said
answer.
Jeanette said it was a good slow burn. Her name was Pepper.
Yeah, something. I know the P. Something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Poppy is the sister.
But oh man, it was Ezra.
Yeah, it was
Ronnie,
good.
add that on the list of things to do in Chicago. We're gonna find. No, we're gonna go look for Ezra in South Carolina. Chicago, we're looking for Club Desire. That's what we're looking for.
That's right. We looking for Club Desire in Chicago. Yes.
Lord.
Okay, we're gonna keep it moving. Do you believe that Morgan gave it an honest shot to give up her flirtatious play with Ezra when she started dating Kenny?
I didn't like that.
I didn't either.
No,
I didn't like that she slept with him.
me
And
either.
And I told her that from the beginning. I did not like that. When she
like
said,
that.
"Wait, what did you tell me,
What'd you
Cassie?
say, Cassie? What'd you say?
What did you tell me when I brought that up?"
You know what? Let me go back to our message group. Hold on, Ruby, because I don't remember. I said a whole lot, but I wasn't gonna take it out. I knew she wasn't gonna like it. I knew she wasn't. Um, because she gets me. Y'all, she gets all up in my stuff.
And
Um,
and then okay, go ahead. 'Cause I got something to say too about that friend of hers.
Yes. Not today.
um, hmm.
I didn't like that at all. And the friend,
Well,
Right,
okay.
because she
Here's
was
the thing.
encouraging her to be with him when she knew Ezra wanted her and she
Uh
wanted
huh.
Ezra.
But that's
Uh
what
huh.
That irritated.
her friend told her, if you're gonna get with him, get with him. If you're not, keep it moving. Keep your
Yeah.
life moving.
But she put another man. She played matchmaker with for her another man. She didn't give her time to even
No,
explore
you
that
had time.
part.
She's had time at this point. She needed to do it.
Yeah.
Well, how does
Yeah,
it
but
go? Since
as her friend, you still don't encourage her to be with another man when you know she's trying to figure it out.
But the other thing was the fact that the man went back and told.
thank you, Keisha. Shit or get off the pot. That was her friend's take on it.
Mhm.
Because you right now you're sitting here playing, and it's I don't want him, but I do want him, and you keep calling her, and she's like her friend. So here's the thing: we all have some friends that we know who they are. Like for instance, I'm gonna tell y'all, my baby sister Keisha. I love her dearly. She gonna say the shit. My husband, he's gonna say the shit. We might not like it. It might not come out pretty, but they are who they are. So sometimes you just have those people in your life that they are who they are. The choice is ultimately yours.
True.
She had the choice. She didn't have to go out with Kenny. She chose to go out with Kenny.
I
And
still
I
didn't.
would,
I still don't like
Always
the
got
fact
a
she
choice.
slept with Kenny. She could
That's
have went out with
Me
Kenny,
either.
but she had to
Yeah.
sleep
you
with
can went
Kenny.
on a
Right,
couple
she ain't have to sleep with him.
Yeah.
you can went on a couple of dates
Yeah. Exactly. I think she was trying to make something out of nothing.
out of nothing. Because he
And
wasn't even
then
good in bed out of nothing.
and then when she's in the heat of the moment, slightly disappointed. Okay.
But at the same time, she slept with him because she did not want to admit her true feelings for Ezra. So that was one of the reasons why she slept with the other dude, to get over the fact that she really wanted her best friend's
Have
child.
y'all seen that? I don't remember which book I put it in, but the advice was get over him by getting under somebody else.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, you said that.
but that's the saying I've always heard ever since I became a woman. And since I became a woman, that's all I've heard. I've had family members, especially my great aunt. She used to tell me all the time, well, if you want to get over him, get under somebody else.
I never heard
You
that.
young.
They tell
And
you
I'm
that's
like,
what we
okay,
tell.
auntie, and went on with it.
We tell what our female counterparts that, and male tell their male counterparts, give them the same advice. Get onto somebody, get on top of somebody else, get with somebody else.
Yeah.
Who that that said that?
Ruby, I don't
Who that said they had never heard that before?
I've never heard anybody say get up under somebody. Now I've heard move on, but not get up under anybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that Rob who was
Ruby,
saying
Yeah,
that?
that's Rosalind.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rob said
Okay.
it. Ruby, I couldn't find it, but basically, I said something to the extent to Ruby that this is my writing. I know the people aren't going to like all of it, and it's okay. You know, it is okay. But if I don't have the sex, if I don't have all the sex and all the drama and the cheating, is it going to be Cassie?
No.
No.
I have a whole nother pen name that goes on that there isn't all that, but is it going to be Cassie? And my saying is Cassie loves giving the people all the sex.
Okay, now.
And we appreciate you for it.
I
So
definitely appreciate her for it.
I know y'all don't be happy about the cheating all the time, but I'm going to tell the stories that happen.
Yeah.
Somebody can relate because
I
somebody's
think
going through
I
it.
think that's what you basically told me, that that was stuff that really happens,
Yeah, it
and that
does.
you were gonna include what really happens in real life. I think that's
Yeah.
what you ended up telling me.
Yeah,
And
and and
I
at the end
agree
of the
it
day, it
happens in
may
real
not
life.
be for everybody, and it's okay. I used to many moons ago work for the YMCA, and I was upset because we were having a decline in membership because my director was the membership director, and I was trying to come up with all these ideas, and she said to me, she said, it is okay that people are leaving. She said, the why is not going to be for everybody, and everybody is not for the why. And so I take that same thought
Yeah.
process with my writing. You know, do I get in my feelings about bad reviews? Absolutely, I do. I'm not going to lie. I call Ty and I will whine and I cry, and she pulls me off a ledge, or my husband be like, they just pissed off because some of the stuff they say is like, really? You didn't like it because of that? And he'll say, they just pissed off because their panties got wet. So I'm like, okay, you're right. And I keep it moving.
And have been
And
waiting
go
a
on to the
while.
next.
They're just
I
mad.
allow myself 2.5 seconds and I move on. You know, after them two are in my ear, I don't have any more time to waste on that. And I keep
Right.
going. And then I say, you know what? They're right. It's not for everybody. And that's okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'm not disappointed. I'll tell you that. You ain't you. I mean, I think that, like you said, that it is real life. I may not like it, but it does happen in real life. I mean, people do rebound, sleep with
Mhm.
somebody, especially women, and then I mean, when we get in a situation, and then you're like, oh my god, why did I do this?
Yeah,
Gotta work it
absolutely.
out.
You know.
Okay. Morgan asked Ezra, was he always that sweet? And his response was, I'd be lying if I said I was. I haven't been a great guy, but not necessarily a bad one either. I've just been me. Sex has just been sex. Women are just women, and one day isn't very different from the next until you, Morgan. You
Mm.
make me want to be the very best man that I can be. My question to you, ladies, is do you believe that sex can feel different physically when you have the right mental connection beyond just the physical attraction?
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
Yes,
yes,
yes.
yes,
Absolutely.
Yes.
yes,
Because it
Hmm.
gets
yes.
deeper. It's a deeper level.
Yep.
Your feelings are more engaged,
Yeah, it's not even
and
about the physical part at that point
it,
anymore. It's truly
mhm.
about emotional
You got that
connection.
you got that emotional connection
Mhm.
with that person, and it just feels better.
Yeah.
I love that. It
Then it
just
becomes
feels
making
better. I
love.
like the way she said that.
Like, at that point, then it's not sex; it's making love.
Yes.
Therein lies the two
um,
difference.
it can be, or it might not be. Because it can be some of that raw hardcore, and because of who you're with and that
Yeah.
connection, and that you're
Yeah.
open
Yes,
to
Lord.
and trusting him to take your body in such a way that he can take you to the very edge and take you all the way to the limits. And yes, it might be painful, but y'all know what I say. Pleasure is at the brink of pain and submission, but you only trust a certain person to take you there. And it's hardcore, but it feels better than anything because you know you trust that person and y'all have that deeper connection.
And that's what we have
So
with you
that
with the
doesn't have to be
rose.
making love.
That's what we have with you with the rose and all this edging. So
Yes, God. Yes.
So where Donna is constantly fussing at me about being about the edging, Jennifer is constantly getting on me, calling me the cliffhanger queen. And then I think somebody else, I can't remember who it was getting on me about always dropping the bombs off of the
Oh,
place.
like I said,
Oh,
that
yes.
was
listen,
a Hiroshima Nagasaki bomb you dropped off the other day.
Okay.
I said, I'm in the cafeteria at work screaming, and people looking at me like, "Are you okay over
Okay, we're
All
gonna
I
get
can
back to give in to me. We're gonna put Rose on hold. We might have to do a talk for Rose.
there?"
we
We gonna
do.
have to.
Okay. When they finally had sex, were you scared that someone would find out right away?
Hmm.
Or did you not care? Or did you
Yeah.
want
I
them to
didn't
I
find
didn't
care.
out?
care.
I didn't
I
care.
didn't care,
Yeah.
I
but
didn't care.
Okay.
I wanted them to be in the open. Once he from the garden scene and the way he was talking, I'm like, this is a man.
Oh yeah.
This is a man in every sense of the way, complete, confident, not compassionate, just a man that got your back completely is how I felt with him. And I just wanted mine open. When she was so worried about the mother, I was like, fuck his mother, fuck his mother. That was my mind. I'll just
Honey,
be
I,
honest,
I have to.
because as he
Dana's
said,
right. I would have
his
said the
mother
same thing.
his mother cannot dictate his relationship.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and the mother, to me, she interfered too much with her. Got into with as far as the kids' lives. You have a
Yeah.
certain
yes.
plan.
Yes.
You need to
Yes. She
stay
was
in
too
it.
far.
You need to stay in it.
Wait till y'all see her in book 4.
Oh God.
Oh,
But
Lord.
the thing is, like you said, with the I think also Morgan was kind of scared because she knew she had an idea. Ooh, if this is really good, I'm not gonna be able to let this go. And it was.
And then she
Okay.
probably heard the mother because they met once a week for lunch. They had a friendship,
Yeah.
a genuine friendship.
Yeah.
Once she started working for the husband, they would meet once a week for lunch.
Yeah, but
So
it started kind of petering off because they were both getting caught up in their busy schedules. So
Right.
they weren't
Mhm.
at that
Right.
time doing it as much.
Yeah.
I have a question. My next question, I want everybody to chime in, and I would like for you all to chime in one at a time, but I want to hear from Miss Ruby first because I know she can't wait to tackle this question. What were your feelings about Tara? And did you think that Ezra would have sex with her initially or fall prey to some other woman when he was at the Fortnite Championship in Napa, California? Go, Ruby.
I could not stand Tara. Oh, I hated that wench. I hated her. Hated her. Hated her. And no, I didn't think he would cheat because he had genuine feelings for Morgan. But Tara, I wanted him to throw her off that balcony. I couldn't believe he was still I couldn't believe he was still entertaining her after she tried to come on to him all them many times and showed up in his room and oh no. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I just wanted y'all to feel a little of what I've had to deal with in my inbox about Tara. And I knew Ruby couldn't, so I purposefully put that question out there so Ruby could just get it all out because she's been, I don't know how many different ways she done let me know she can't stand Tara. She has let me know she can't stand Tara so bad that I am thinking about writing a book for Tara and just to try to make Ruby like her.
That's gonna be hard because
There's
No,
no there
we
there
we
is
don't
not
need
that much
that.
liking in the world.
We don't need that. Keisha,
We
I
come
don't
back me
need
up.
you be wasting
Keisha. Do
Keisha,
brain
not
cells.
back
You
her
be
up,
wasting
Keisha.
brain cells.
Keisha, do not back her up. She's begging you to back her up, Keisha. I don't know. I think I could. I like a challenge. Y'all
Please
know I
don't.
like a challenge.
Please
Please
don't.
don't.
Keisha,
Okay,
I need your help, Keisha.
Danae, did you like Tara? What were your thoughts about Tara? I ain't gonna say did you like her. What were your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't really have any. I haven't read it yet.
Okay, Jeanette.
She was definitely not my favorite person in the book. I want to say she was just under Morgan's son, but her and all of her shenanigans, I just,
Yeah.
no, I couldn't do it with her.
Okay,
Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
okay, y'all go.
Mm-mm. Rosalind, what did you think?
I thought she was a hoe.
Oh,
That sums it up.
Yeah, cause I just didn't care for. I mean, she could not take no for an answer, and I was just like, it was just. I have to say ditto to with Miss Ruby, what she said. Ditto. I don't think Cassie, you can write anything that could make me like this woman. I
because
just
she
don't.
was a thirsty broad.
She was
Yeah, but
very
She was
thirsty.
a thought. She
true,
was a thought.
I
that
mean,
too. But in the past, like I just had this conversation with some girls that were fighting over this boy. In the past, they did what they did and whatnot. So obviously, she can't be a thirsty or a thought or a hoe and being shocked that, oh, you don't want me, based upon what they had in the past. She is not recognizing the fact that he's changed, but she's also used to having her way. Those two things they're not coinciding together, and that is ego. That is her ego.
Uh,
To took it to
did
that
you
level.
did you
Okay,
forget
Ruby,
the
before
part
you
that
say
she
your
had?
thing, Ruby, before you say your thing, let me say this. I love this because I knew Ruby was very passionate about this, so I wanted to throw that out. Donna, I wanted you to wait to hear everybody else's because you always give that other perspective. And I love that. Like, I love everybody having their different opinions, but I love because to me, it gives you a chance to everybody to open up your mind and grow and think beyond what you originally thought, maybe to look at it from a different perspective. Just to have positive, constructive conversation. Now go again.
But
I just had to put that out
but but did y'all forget that she had an ulterior motive for doing all that? Y'all
there.
forgot
Yeah.
that part.
Oh, I didn't
No,
So
forget.
I
so
didn't forget.
Donna,
We didn't forget
so
that.
Donna, you no
I
no
didn't
she,
forget
they
none of
want
that. But it still takes two people, no matter how positive or negative. It takes two people. So yeah, she wanted to be as Mrs. Ezra Maxwell. There's no shadow of a doubt. She probably would have been satisfied with being Mrs. Cade Maxwell, or Mrs. Shep Maxwell, even the father Maxwell. Hell, If the sister was gay, she'd probably be happy with being that Maxwell.
You
She wanted to be
exactly,
a
and that's what I'm
Maxwell.
talking about.
Yeah, she
Oh,
wanted to be a Maxwell, but again, they let the snake into the house.
Mhm.
He let the snake into the house. That snake was slithering all around, hiding in corners. When he decided to change the game after, because he hadn't
He
seen Morgan in
changed up
some
on
years,
her.
also, he
She
has
was good enough until she wasn't good enough.
exactly. So in that sense, it said, trust me, I I could have reached
She
through the book and strangled her ass. Make no mistake about it. I could have snatched her in book world. But he let the snake into his house and let the snake loose, not even in a cage. Then when he
I'll
got
say
tired,
this, Ruby, the more adamant you become, the more you make me want to write her story. I
Ruby,
swear.
be
mm.
quiet. Ruby, be quiet. Ruby, be
Yeah,
quiet.
just shut it down, Ruby.
Ruby, be quiet.
And Ruby, you're gonna have to read it. You're gonna have to read it before anybody. You
Mm.
have to. Ruby, quiet.
listen, listen. I don't know why you trying to write that blackmailing skank book. Why you?
Y'all see why I love Miss Ruby.
Mhm.
She gonna say it. That's another one. She gonna say it. Okay, what were your thoughts about Morgan finding out about Ezra's issues on a tabloid in the supermarket first before finding out from
He
him?
should have told her from
He
the
should have told. He should have called her right away, right after it was revealed, and told her what was going on. Not wait until you see her, because, like it happened, it gave too much time for somebody else to get to her with that info.
and how they would get to her with the info.
To her with that info, right?
So he should have. I'm a firm believer.
Yeah,
I tell my kids that I don't care what you have done. Your ass better tell me. This one they were young, well, they older now, but it's still the same. You better tell me first, because if somebody see me and tell me at that point, I don't care what you. The fact that you let someone tell, you're gonna hear my mouth. You're gonna hear me yell, scream, whatever. But you let someone tell me, you took away our power, and that
Mhm,
there cannot happen. That's what he did by not telling her. He opened her up. He left her
mhm,
open. That's
Mhm.
what he did.
Yeah,
Yeah, took her back to where, like with the ex-husband.
with her
yeah,
ex-husband, it made her
yeah.
feel
Mhm.
like she was
Herself.
already having doubts about him seeking a younger woman because she was older, and then to see that tabloid, you only added fuel to that flame.
Exactly. Her insecurities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he over there trying to handle it like he tried to handle it, yes, but he
mhm,
should have went to her first and said, this is what I'm trying to handle. If I don't see you for a few days,
Yeah.
I'm doing this instead of
mhm,
Right.
Once
doing
he
what he
got with his
did.
legal team and all that kind of stuff like that, he should have went to her
Mhm.
and told them, "Hey, I gotta let the you try to keep it on the rough, but I have to let this person know, because this is the person that he claimed he loves. That's his soul that he wants to spend the rest of his life with. That he's willing to defy however his family feel for this person. So you should have cared about her enough to tell her at
mhm,
that point in time, versus someone else saying anything, or her again, because you are who you are, reading about it on,
About it.
especially when you know the type of people that you're dealing with, and it's a lie, so you don't know what they will do or have people in their circle do. You should have
mhm,
protected her, and that's leaving her unprotected.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
Good point. When Sabina Morgan met up, do you think that she should have taken the opportunity to disclose her relationship with Ezra then, when they first met up for lunch, and she was telling her about her thoughts about all of her kids and what she was going through? Do you think she should have disclosed it at that point?
I think Ezra should have said something to his mother beforehand. But again, Morgan want to hide and whatnot. So they
Mhm.
should have had a conversation. I don't think it was her place to tell the mother. I think Ezra should have said something to the mother. And then once he said something to the mother or his family, then they have that conversation.
Hmm, that's a
But
good
not her,
point.
but
Yeah.
not her outright.
Yeah.
Yeah. They a unified front. Come together.
Right.
It's a unified
Exactly.
front, but it's also respecting both parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because by not doing that, they're both ambushed.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't like how I get it, as a mother and with a son. I get it that your friend dating your son that you think of her, but she did not have to go that low and hurt her the way that she did.
Mhm.
She know what she been through. You didn't have to throw that in her face. You didn't
Mhm.
have to make her feel like she wasn't nothing.
Yeah, less than.
Okay.
Less than, yeah.
Keisha said, I don't think that she said they're both adults, and I don't think that they should have to tell her anything. He's not living in her house. Keisha, let me ask you this. Agreeing that they are both adults, but do you not feel like, out of respect of the relationship that Sabine and Morgan enjoyed, when Sabine had been there for Morgan through some really hard times in her life, do you not feel like she owed her that amount of respect as just her friend?
No, because, and hear me out,
Uh-huh.
I say no because, yes, she was there through things that she was going through in her life, but it had nothing to do with Ezra. So, therefore, I don't feel like it had anything to do with what she was there for her when she went through what she went through. This thing with Morgan and Ezra was something totally different. And being that, yes, he is grown, should she have said anything? Like someone else said earlier, it wasn't Morgan's place to tell his
Mhm.
mother. If Morgan wanted his mother to know, then he should have told the mother. So, no, I don't think she disrespected her or the friendship.
Okay, not just her, but then, okay, so then you say, what about Ezra? You don't feel like he had any reason to owe his mom that?
I am a boy mom,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to lie to you and say I wouldn't feel the same way that Ezra mom felt if
Mm-hmm.
one of my friends was messing with my child, for the
Mm-hmm.
simple fact you was around my child the whole time he was a child. And so
Mm-hmm.
that makes me think that you was watching my child when he was younger. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, that's a number one reason for me to whoop your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly,
Hello?
he was there for her. He always liked her. So therefore, I don't feel like it was Morgan's fault that this
Mm-hmm.
young guy has had a crush on her from the time that he was 12 years old, hiding in the closet, wanting to beat up her husband for making her cry. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like Morgan should have said anything to the mom. It was all up to Ezra. And like he said, he was grown. So therefore, he didn't feel the need to have to go to his mom and say, "Oh,
Explain
mom,
to his
by the
parents.
way,
Yeah.
I'm in love with Morgan. I want to be with Morgan." It's not
Mm-hmm.
like he depended on his mom for his success.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't work for the company. He went in a total different way. So therefore, I don't even really feel like he disrespected her by not telling her, because he was totally different than all her children. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I don't think that he owed her, or Morgan owed her, an explanation as to why they hooked up together, or her telling Sabine when they went to lunch, "Oh yeah, by the way, me and Ezra sleeping together."
Okay.
Here, let me ask you this. If she would have said that, do you think it would have changed anything?
Mm.
Would she still not have had an issue with it? Would
Oh,
she still
absolutely.
not have been
I
mad
would
at her?
have written it
So
that
I
way.
would have an issue.
There
I
was going to
don't
be an
think
issue because
that
the
it
drama
would
going to
have
be there.
mattered either way. So I feel like neither one of them should have had to justify how they felt,
I
because
don't
it had
think
nothing
Okay.
to do with Sabine.
I don't think
Jeanette.
justify is not justify, just say hey out of courtesy. Because
Mm-hmm.
remember that they're, although they're all grown, there's still a family that is still close. Regardless, this is still a close family, and they do
And you
spend
don't want to
time.
bring negative energy into the
Because
family.
when you think about the three books, everything comes back to that barbecue. From
Mm-hmm.
book one, every single thing comes back to that barbecue. And then there's another component is, as we're talking about being told, the father was aware of how Ezra felt about Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
So the father could also been gently mentioning to the mom, not necessarily say her name or whatever, doing what ifs and things like that. Especially since they went through their own little triangle situation. It's
Mm-hmm.
not the same as older, younger, but they went through some stuff that he could have brought the mom to light open up her mind to some things,
Mhm.
but not justify. You don't have to justify your relationship to no one. It's you two sleeping together in a bed, but out of respect, based upon the relationship, the dynamics of the whole family. Because now you're not talking just about the the mother and the father. You have the siblings that they meet for dinner and everything. You have nieces
There's
and
a whole
nephews.
dynamic there
There's a
that
whole
it's going to
dynamic that
impact.
it's just out
Mhm.
of respect, and it still falls back on Ezra to tell this. And by him doing that, is showing respect both for his mother and for his future wife. By him not doing it, but again, Morgan, like Max, like Yaya, did not want these things. So they also have to have some ownership
Mhm.
on that
Okay.
part of the situation too.
Hold that for a moment. Jeanette, what were your thoughts about that?
I'm kind of with Dana here.
Huh?
I think I said I'm kind of with Dana here. I really feel like even if she didn't say, "Oh, I'm sleeping with your son," when they have this whole conversation, "Oh, what have you been up to? Oh, I'm starting to see someone. He's younger." Even if she took it from that angle,
Mhm.
and said more along the lines of, okay, I'm seeing someone, he's younger, I'm not really sure if I really want to go down this line. At that point, she could have really felt the mom out to see, okay, what was mom going to say? Was mom going to say when you tell her, oh, you're seeing a younger guy, oh, well, if your heart's really in it, go for it. And then when she finds out later that, oh, if your heart's really in it, it's my son, that's
Mhm.
something totally different. But if we're genuinely friends, I would definitely want all parties involved to tell me because, like she said, it's everything comes back to the barbecue. They get together and do family stuff. He would actually want her to be a part of his family. So at some point, everything was going to hit the fan. So I feel like everybody should have said something, even if it wasn't name dropping.
Mhm. Okay. I like that. That's a different perspective. I didn't even think about it from that angle. So thank you for that. Um, it would have been cool if everybody showed up at that damn barbecue and just let the fireworks explode. But it didn't happen that way because she was with Kenny during the barbecue, but he was having his own fit about that. Um, when let's see, what were your thoughts? Well, y'all talked about that. How did you feel about when Sabine showed up at Ezra's house and saw Morgan and him there making out and her reaction? Anybody, feel free to jump in.
First of all, she was just being an ass when she came over there. That's my feeling.
Yeah, that's what I agree. She just did too much.
You know how I feel about Sabine? Sabine is one of these moneyed women. Of course, reading in the books, her family love and worship her while they were having the 50th anniversary party for her company and things like that. They adore her and everything altogether. But she's in her kid's life too much. And then when they have the situation, they met for lunch. I'm just a firm believer when someone show you their tail on that level, were you really ever friends? Because
Exactly.
were you really ever?
Right.
They could never, in all honesty, they could never be friends. They're never going to be friends like that on that level. Now they're going to be in-laws, but even still, it's going to be such a weird relationship. Not even throwing that component in there, but the fact that the way Sabine responded, you can be upset.
Yes.
You can be upset at someone, but to gut them with their stuff, it speaks of
That's what
you.
I said.
It
Mhm.
speaks of
Yep.
you and what
Yeah,
Mhm.
truly
I,
I
I
the friendships were never equal then at that level. It's
Yep.
exactly.
very
She
it's
went
very
low.
tell.
Exactly, because that girl poured her heart out to her to share her personal challenges,
Mm,
everything she's gone through, and for you to use it as a weapon against me. I
right.
mean, come on now. And the thing is, if I was Morgan, I'd be keeping two eyes on home on. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't trust her. She would have to, as somebody said to me once, um, trust is not on credit. You have to earn somebody's trust. And now
Mhm.
she's basically gutted the relationship. She's gonna have to start from the beginning all over again, as if I
I,
don't even
yeah,
really know
I would
you.
be. I don't even know if I want her back as a friend.
Oh, I
That's
wouldn't.
Me either.
She would be my mother-in-law,
No.
and we would be
Mm-mm.
acquaintances. But honey, other than that, you stay out of my business. And that's the thing I think also. The mother thought whoever he marries, she can control that woman. Because
Mhm.
to me, she was too involved in her son's lives. Now,
Ye-
with the oldest son, she knew he wasn't having that. So
Yeah,
basically she couldn't get all
Right.
up in his
yeah.
business.
I
Mac
got
wasn't having that.
Yeah, Mac is a very strong woman in her
Yeah.
own right, and she's not bowing to
No.
anybody.
And
Yaya is a little easier to manipulate.
she would be
Yaya
easy
Yeah.
to,
can be a
but the
little
husband
easier to go
but
along with it, but Kate is protective of Yaya.
exactly.
yeah.
Kate would be like, back off.
Hmm.
That's not
Mhm.
happening. And
And
so,
then Sabine was also so used to whenever Ezra wants something, she throw these parties for him. Like he said, it's not for him, it's for her.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
Yeah.
when so
Exactly.
their engagement broke off and this, that. So all this was she was so used to being so involved
And the
in
center
his
of
wins
attention.
and his glory, So he's her baby,
Yeah.
baby boy. But he's her baby, So, but I would not want her back as that. I know me. You only have one time only. You'll still be in my environment, but I definitely would deal with you entirely different. And
Oh yeah. Oh,
Sabine,
absolutely.
Like they say, feed 'em out a long handled spoon.
Hmm.
Oh
mhm,
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Well, they say keep your friends well, keep your friends
Keep your
close
friends
and your
closer and your enemies
enemies
closer.
even
Enemies
closer.
closer.
Yeah.
mhm.
Honey.
And they also say when people show you who they are the first time, you believe them.
Okay. And
What were
she
your thoughts about the greenhouse scene at Thanksgiving when he had sex with her outside? And do you recall when she returned? I believe it was Poppy who was watching them as they returned separately. What were your thoughts about that?
I think he put her in sort of a bad situation with that
And why is that?
because he knew that she wasn't ready to reveal their relationship, and just the same way that it ended up happening with his mother. He doing that, you just set her up to get hurt. Even though the sex was good, you
Hmm.
still you still set her up to get hurt.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think that he just put her in a bad situation with that.
Okay.
Men don't always think about those things. They think about their self gratification, whether it's they want at that point in time, and not the ramifications
Absolutely.
behind that.
the
It's
heat of
like,
the
okay,
moment. Yeah.
yeah, the ramifications behind that, they're not really the one that truly suffer it. It's us that suffers it, because it's the same thing. You have that situation with Morgan. You have the oh my gosh, when the mother invited what's his face to the barbecue, Juan or whatever his name was, and
Ja- ja-
yeah, and then
Yes.
you know
yeah,
Exactly.
they
Oh,
they, they put
she
themselves.
meddles too much. They mother meddles too much in their life.
It's not about the mother meddling though. It's about the men, when the men do what they do in places that should not happen, and we're the ones people will look at them. Yeah, but they look at us differently.
Right.
Whether or not
We get the brunt of it.
oh yeah.
whatever.
Yes. Yes. You're right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, blue, green, or whatever the case may be. The men, scot free, they look at us, whether or not it's your friend, family, whomever. Your girlfriend may high five or whatever. But if you're somewhere where not everybody's aware, because when you come back, you're gonna look a certain way or whatever. So
Hmm.
Right.
again, it's about
Um,
protection and respect.
when, from what you have read so far, Jennifer, what are your thoughts about Poppy?
Mm.
When you think about what you've seen of Poppy in the last three books,
Mm.
Jen,
Whew, I don't really know how I can. I don't know. But she
you haven't
is
formed an
getting her
opinion
book
per your,
right.
yeah.
Oh,
You haven't formed an opinion yet?
Mm.
She's
I
very
haven't really
unhappy.
formed an opinion yet, but I do hope that she get the desires of her heart. But I think it's gonna take a very strong man to really handle her or be with her.
Okay.
Now that's just my opinion. I
Jeanette,
don't
what
know
is
how it's gonna come
I,
out.
I, I
Jeanette,
think
what kind
she's
of person
a
do you
very okay. I'm sorry.
go ahead? I'm sorry.
I was gonna say that I think she's very sad. She's not happy, and she needs some happiness in her life. That's what I picked up on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what
And
makes her
I think
really.
I feel like it's a little abuse going on somewhere in there for her poppy.
Okay. Keisha,
Physical or emotional?
Both.
Huh? Both. I think it's a little bit of both.
Lakeisha, what are your thoughts about Poppy? Keisha, you there? She
She might have stepped away.
Oh, no, she said she's not happy. She's probably in a situation where she can't talk right now. So uh, I'm hearing that she's unhappy. Why do you guys think she's unhappy?
I get
Well, she's
feelings of
just
arranged
married for one.
marriage.
The arranged marriage
Yes.
is one.
Right. It's with
Hmm.
somebody she doesn't want to be with.
And then
Yeah.
they don't know each other.
Huh?
They don't really, in the arranged marriage, may not just really truly know each other as they got a chance, like the other ones got a chance to know, the learn about each other and things as such. But in this
And
book,
I think he older. I feel like he's older than her.
Keisha pointed out the fact that he is a drunk. He has a drinking problem.
mhm,
Mm.
and why is he drinking?
Hmm.
But in this book, though, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of this book, when you talk about Poppy, or did I see a sneak peek? Or
You did.
okay,
Yeah.
so in the book, she's happy.
With who?
She is.
But she's not with her
Poppy.
husband.
It's not with her husband.
She didn't say. They said they mentioned her husband, but they didn't say which husband, first or second. There's a husband.
Oh shoot. Oh Lord Jesus. You know what?
Donna, what is
You know, I am always
where you going with this, Donna?
Right, because I don't remember it being two husbands. I remember just one.
I didn't say two husbands. All we said was a husband. We
But
didn't
that's
say
how you worded it.
one or two.
That's how you
That's
worded
how you
it.
worded it. Like
Oh,
she had, like she's been married 2 times,
Well,
and
like there
she's
might
only
be
been married once.
but like there might be some polygamy going on.
I
Jennifer, did you say something? I saw your mic come
Oh,
on.
I was gonna say maybe when he gets to drinking, he mentally and physically abuse her, and maybe that's why she's sad.
Okay.
And I had personal experience with that when I was young and dumb.
Young and dumb and full of cum.
Oh shoot.
Yep, that was
is
it.
the
'Cause
saying.
that happened to me when I was 18, 19, and I was dating this older guy. And I thought I was so in love. But when that abuse started happening, and the last time it happened, and I had to leave, because I don't think I would have been here today if I hadn't.
Oh
Mm.
boy. Wow.
Wow.
Through that. I think Poppy and everyone her brothers are lives are turning. They're in their happy moment, and she is not at that end of the spectrum. So all those play into your situation as well too. But her brothers love her. We know that much.
Mm-hmm.
Her family loves her. Her brothers definitely love her, because she is like the way they let her do stuff or get away with stuff, like a little spoiled princess in the family. But they all mention she's not happy. What's it? Brian is the husband name, I believe.
Brian is the husband.
Yeah.
And
Brian, yeah.
Poppy
He's
is
not
the
always
baby.
present.
And though she's the baby, she was the first one to get married.
Mm-hmm.
The first
To an
one.
arranged marriage.
Yeah.
And he's not always present around, is he?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
What about the cousins?
Probably somewhere cheating.
Ooh, okay, was that really? I don't know, but he might be so drinking in that bottle he can't. He can't.
Perform.
Right.
Right.
Well, she better get her a good rose. That's all I'm gonna say. So
Okay. If y'all mute your phones, I'm going to read an excerpt. Just a moment. Okay, where am I at? Are you sure this is what you want to do? Matt asks as I sign the paper. I'm sure. I've already deposited 20 grand into your account to get you started. Any other expenses you incur along the way, please send them to me weekly and I'll pay them. If something urgent comes up prior to that, then let me know and it'll be paid. It's not about the money, Poppy. It's about, he purses his lips and frowns for a second as though he's trying to find the right words. About what, Matt? I urge. It's about the principle of the matter. Why don't you just talk to him? Ask him the questions you need answers to. You don't think I've tried? That's gotten me nowhere, Matt. He lies to me every time he opens his mouth. You might not like what you find. Oh, I'm certain that I won't. Otherwise, he wouldn't be lying and hiding things from me. Then why do it? I can't keep living like this. Are you going to divorce him? He asked, turning to look out the window. I remained silent because we both know the answer to that question. Exactly. So why stir up a hornet's nest? It's only going to make your life more miserable in the end, Poppy. You're a good girl. Just keep living your life as it is. You're not going to take steps to change it. What you're doing, what you're looking to do will only make things worse for you, not him. And you'll be the one that has to live with that regret and those problems. I ball the napkin in my fist as a familiar flare of anger shoots through me. Shrugging, Matt says, if you were any other woman, I'd encourage you in this. Not just because I want the money either, but because right is only right. But you're not any other woman, Poppy. You're a Maxwell. And there are certain expectations that are placed upon you that you won't turn away from. I've known your family for years now, and I see how you work so hard to please your parents, especially your father, who frowns on divorce and believes the sun rises and sets on Brian. He's right. I have always lived to please my parents. I'll be 30 next month, and I'm ready for change. I want to do something different with my life, and I'm not sure what that is. I just know that I don't want to live a life relegated to a loveless marriage anymore. When I first agreed to marry Brian at my father's and his father's behest, I thought it was the right thing to do. After all, Brian and I had been friends since childhood and dating since high school. Although we went to two separate colleges, we continued our relationship, spending time together over breaks in the summer with occasional weekend visits during the school year. Our first year out of college, we married, and it was complete bliss that first year. Or I had on rose-colored glasses. I prefer to think the former because Brian was sweet and attentive, taking me on impromptu weekend getaways, sending flowers, and showing up on my job with picnic lunches. It was the second year that things began to change, and when I first approached him, he blamed it on trying to become acclimated to his position in the company. By the third year, things seemed to be turning around, and I once again held on to hope. In our fourth year, Brian began staying out later and coming home intoxicated and surly. During the fifth year of marriage, we barely got along as conversations were replaced with heated arguments or ignoring one another altogether. Now that we're in the seventh year of marriage, we barely acknowledge one another at all, and I know this is no way to live. My parents have enjoyed a healthy, beautiful marriage, and I want what they have. I don't believe it's too late for me, but I know that it's too late for Brian and me. The only way that I can have what I want is to divorce him, and to Matt's point, I just can't see myself doing that. My father wanted to take over Brian's father's software company, but his dad was reluctant to part with it. He wanted his son to retain partial ownership of the company when he retired. That's how our marriage arrangement came to be. He would still have part ownership in the company if he were family, according to my father, and that's the only way that he could become family was to marry into it. I'm the only girl out of 4 children, so I was the one that was designated to be the sacrificial lamb. You want everything listed here? Yes. Financial records, health records, legal records, any and everything that you can pull up. What about women? I give a single brisk nod, inhale deeply, and reply, everything. He shakes his head as if in disagreement, but takes the paper that I slide across the table to him. Okay, Poppy, your world. Yes, it is. The doorbell buzzes, and I get up from the table, signifying an end to our meeting. Matt pockets the papers and say, okay, I'll be in touch. He's out of town this week. I don't know if you want to wait until he returns or getting started now is my best option. After all, Whatever he's up to may have something to do with his spontaneous out of town trips. Thanks, Matt, I say as we walk to the front door. I briefly hug him and he says, see you soon. I open the door to let him out and see another truck pulling. Y'all, excuse me for a moment because I just realized this is an unedited version. Skip the part about the doorbell ringing because the doorbell hasn't rung yet. Matt turns to glance back at me and I wave goodbye to him one final time. I stand staring at the vehicle, waiting to see who will get out. It can't be a salesperson because the only people allowed access to our community are those with the passcode. No one would be visiting me except for Gabriel Morales, a contractor that I've hired to start building an art cottage out back for me. Gabriel's truck is a blue F-150. This vehicle is a white GMC. Slowly the door opens and out steps a tall, dark man standing there with a scowl on his face. Spencer? Spencer Calhoun? He slowly walks in my direction as his scowl deepens. Poppy, I was afraid it was you. There is only one other Winslow that I've ever known, but her last name was Maxwell, he says as he stops at the bottom of the porch. It's Saunders now, or Maxwell Saunders. You're married. I nod slowly. His expression darkens and he glances back at his truck as though he's considering leaving before he turns back to me again. Why are you here, Spencer? Gabriel Morales sent me. Why would Gabe send you? He needed me to replace him on the job that you hired him for. I own part of his company now, and I head up residential projects. He thought this was a perfect time for me to take over that division since he just won the City Hall renovation project. Oh, he did he? I asked, crossing my arms and donning a scowl of my own. I'm assuming by your expression that he didn't tell you before, Spencer says, sighing loudly. No, he didn't tell me anything. I'm sorry that you wasted your time coming out here, Spencer, but please don't tell me that I can't do the job. I'm just as qualified as Gabriel is, if not more. He wouldn't send me in without knowing. Spencer, I don't doubt that you're more than capable of doing the job, and I don't doubt that you would be professional. But I think you and I both know this isn't a good idea. Poppy, you're making a decision based on the past. We haven't seen one another in 7 years. We're different people. I'm not the same guy that I was then, and I'm sure you're not the same girl. I've let go of the past. I'm just asking that you give me a chance to do the job. I don't think that would be a smart decision, Spencer, I say softly. Something flickers in his eyes and he shakes his head. What? I guess you got everything that Daddy promised you, huh? He asks, waving his hand at my modest $8.5 million home. What is that supposed to mean, Spencer? The woman that I used to know would have given the job to a hardworking man who has earned it. She would have honored her contract and not allowed her personal feelings to get in the way of doing business. And neither would she have just turned her back on someone who didn't deserve it. All I'm asking you for is the opportunity to do the job you hired us for. I cross my arms. I hired Gabriel, Spencer. Had I known anyone from my past were involved in the job, I would have found another contractor, you or anyone else. I don't believe in mixing personal and professional boundaries. Honestly, between you and me, we both know this is a conflict of interest. Though words are cold, my heart's not. The fact that he pleaded with me to give him this job is breaking me inside, but I have to confirm on this. Hiring him would make this situation uncomfortable for everyone involved. There are standards that I'm expected to uphold, and I will. Although for the first time in my life, I feel ashamed of my wealth. When he says nothing, I state, I'm sorry, Spencer. I wish you well. No hard feelings, Poppy. I'm just glad that I got the chance to see you again, to confirm to myself that not fighting for you wasn't a mistake after all. I'm sorry to have disrupted your day. Carry on as if I had never stopped by, he says, turning away from the porch and walking away. As much as I want to stop him, I can't. I can't deny that everything he said was accurate, and I feel like a damn fool. I'm embarrassed that I couldn't deny anything that he said or put up an argument in my defense. I stand watching as he pulls out of the motor court and heads back down the driveway. I rub my hands up and down my arms, and all I can think about is how small this world really is. I haven't seen Spencer Calhoun since graduation day 7 years ago. I thought that I'd left the memories, the heartbreak, and the love behind on that fateful day at Clemson. All right, ladies, unmute your phones.
When is this dropping?
First
Before
of
you get
all, I
there.
love the cover, Cassie.
Yes, that
Thank
cover is
you.
Yes, yes.
Yes. I put in the comments that I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody asked, See, I told you I'm hardly ever reading the comments. I just saw somebody ask what is the name of the book or series. This we were discussing initially when they said this. I think we were still discussing Give In to Me. Because that was over half an hour ago. Okay, so as far as when this book is dropping, and that's why I keep telling y'all I gotta pull back from Rose. It's taking so much of my
No.
Okay, look, I'm not saying I'm not going to do Rose. I need y'all to calm down. I sat down last week and created a schedule for myself so that I could still do Rose and do what I'm doing. Did do a good job of sticking to that schedule today because unfortunately for the last 2 days, for some reason after I got off work, they called me back again to help in with some issues. So I didn't get to do any writing today. And today was supposed to be the day that I wrote Rose. So that means tomorrow I'll be sitting down writing 3 episodes tomorrow of Rose. And I got to get back to find someone like you. Yeah. Right now I have Rose scheduled up through next Wednesday or Friday. So I think it's next Wednesday. Sunday and Wednesday are already scheduled. Friday might already be scheduled too, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think it's just Sunday and Wednesday. So I need to write next Friday, Sunday, and the following week. This book was supposed to release this month. I have not had a chance to finish writing it, nor get it to Ruby so she can drag me across the floor or not. I don't know. I might not be so bad this time, Ruby. I don't know. We'll see. And then get it out to all the betas. So right now, I am tentatively reaching for sometime mid-March. I would have loved to have it out for my birthday at the beginning of March, but I don't know. The closer I get to being done with it, then I'll put up the pre-orders. So when you see the pre-order go up, you'll know I'm pretty much done writing that book. I'm just putting on all the finishing touches at that point because I don't want to miss the deadline to have it uploaded, because like we have to have it uploaded like maybe almost a week before it releases.
Okay.
So
we'll be on the lookout.
Yeah. And I want to show you ladies. So I know you have briefly heard me mention the cousins, Danica and Onyx.
Yeah.
Their male. Well, you definitely would have seen Onyx in Kincaid's book because him and Shep were hanging out a lot because they're kind of like two peas in a pod. So his book will come, and then you've seen Danica because she always seems to show up everything drunk herself, and this is her book cover.
That's nice.
Oh, nice.
That is nice.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
She's coming happy, and she and her and his book are a spinoff from the Maxwells, and they're called Carolina Heat. And they are so they are the children of, if you recall, when the mom talks about being torn between their dad, David
Uncle
Maxwell,
John.
and his brother. That's Uncle John.
Yes.
Uncle John.
Yeah, that's his daughter. And
Yes.
Okay. And he married a black woman himself, so his kids are mixed.
Do you have Onyx cover as well or not?
I have not gotten that one done yet, and I cannot wait.
That's nice.
Yeah, that one is hot there.
I am super excited about her story. I have to really calm myself down when it comes to her story because I'm ready to write it. Like, she's always speaking to me and she's hollering at me, and I'm like, no, Poppy has to come out. Poppy has to have her story. I gotta finish the Maxwells before you come out. And she's like,
so she's like me, just jumping ahead all these places.
Like, look, heifer, we doing this on my terms. I got the final say. And when you're ready for me, I might not be here. Sorry about your luck. So, and I'm just like, look, I just need you to calm down. She's full of attitude. She got a lot of bitterness and anger in her. So she is hell on wheels. She is a former fashion model who has her own talk show, and she dealing with some stuff.
Wow.
Drugs too.
Well, you just make her notes. So
I
what's that?
have been.
And then when she's ready to talk, make her notes and then come back to the other.
Yeah. Because Poppy,
I agree with
I was
that,
starting out
Ruby.
good and strong on Poppy until Rose came. And then when Rose came, like everything got shut down. Cause like y'all, I'm supposed to outside of Rose, outside of Poppy, I gotta start writing Nico because Savage Bloodline is coming again. He's coming in April.
Woo!
Listen,
Yes,
You have a feeling
yes.
or what?
that Savage Bloodline season 3 is, I feel like every single thing season 1.
One was, yes.
Okay,
Season
okay.
1 was
So I'm not the only one. I share that with my group. I put that
What
out there.
happened?
Savage Bloodline season 3
Mm-hmm.
feels like every single thing season 1 was. Season 2, season 1
Nope.
and season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3 just feels the pulse, the energy, the heat of
yeah.
season 1. That's how season 3
Yep.
feels.
Two
Season
had a couple good ones, but one was, I mean, you caught yourself reading those things like you were addicted to crack.
Oh,
Yes. And rereading them.
Yes, yeah.
season
so
3
I
feels the
definitely
pulse.
I gotta get on Nico's book because
Mhm.
my boy and his suede shoes, he always hollering about his damn shoes. He's a clothes horse, a fashion horse, and Nico is a mixture of Alessandro and Marco.
Mm.
Shit.
Um, they never wanted him to get into the life. Um,
You're in the life.
but he's in the life
He's
and
in
he's
the
good
life.
at the life. He's very, very good at the life. And he's a very private person. You know, he keeps everything. They have never met a woman that he's with before. He doesn't bring them home.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves the hoes at the hoe house,
Yeah.
you know? So outside of that, then there is also Endgame is going to be re-released, but when it's re-released back into my Fiery Disciple series, there is more content to go with that. And then I have to do Raider and Anarchy because it went out with Anarchy getting shot and nobody knew whether he lived or died. So I have to hop on those. Yeah, I got some stuff. I got
Is
some.
all of this by year end? Or are we thinking it's going into next year as well?
This was supposed to be out first quarter.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had all of this slated for my first quarter and started on some of them, but like I said, once I got started on Rose,
Once she into when she
but
when
it's
she
not.
met
I can't
Miles.
blame it all on Rose. It's also been my job. My job has been extremely demanding lately at first quarter, like going through the end of the year. Anybody who's ever worked in anything finance related, at the end of the year, it is a nightmare, and the first of the beginning of the year. So,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm hoping and praying that, things will slow up soon because they're driving me crazy. But I am planning to take some days off at the 1st of March around my birthday. And I am me and Mr. Verano going to a hotel, but I will get some writing in there and I'm shutting out the world. I won't be on social media, anything.
Till you
Uh,
be with your flogger.
I have not had a trip to Spencer's in a while. I need to take a trip to Spencer's.
Well, there's always Amazon too.
I know, but I just
Really?
like being in.
Or
I
find
just
one of
like
these little
touching and holding.
stores around the place that may have stuff
They got
that
a lot of little stores in there. I just like to walk in and touch and hold.
yeah.
And I
And
like
say,
to see him
excuse me,
blush. Because it used
can
to
you
be the other
explain
way
to
around. It
me?
used to be me blush.
Now it's him.
Yeah, something happened to
Well,
me.
make your little gift basket for your a little picnic gift basket of
Yeah,
assorted things.
yeah. So, yeah, I am. I don't plan on doing pretty much anything this weekend, hopefully, except for writing. And then I had the 2 weeks where my back was so messed up. I was in so much pain. I didn't want to write. I was miserable. I wasn't creative at all. So I had a lot of catching up to do. And I'm looking forward to it though, because I really enjoy it. I enjoy outside of the writing. I enjoy my interactions with you ladies. I tell you, probably in my podcast, my favorite time is like when I come off of stuff like this. This is why I have to have these chats on a Friday outside of the fact that it's a weekend for everybody. Because like on Tuesdays, after I come off the podcast, after I come out of writing world, it is hard for me to transition back to corporate America. I got an attitude with everybody. I'm like, don't say shit to me. Don't look at me. Don't ask me for nothing. Horrible. And so Wednesday mornings, I definitely work from home so I don't have to be around the people and the people don't have to be around Cassie. So, because yeah, if I could do this full time, I definitely would. The podcast, the chats with you ladies and the writing, that's all I need. I'd be good. I've even been contemplating um doing a separate podcast where just like some readings, just reading, not just my books, but other people's books.
Oh, that would
Just
be
doing some
fun.
readings.
Wow. Yeah.
That would
I'm
be
thinking
fun.
of doing that. Some is Cassie After Dark
Mm.
is what I'm
Oh
thinking.
yes.
We'll see. Um, but yeah, so I am looking forward to getting some stuff out there to y'all and in y'all's hands. Definitely trying to do that. Um, and we do need to schedule something for Rose. That
Okay.
I want to say thank you to all of y'all because y'all have been super supportive on that journey. I did not think that Kindle Vella was a thing I needed to do, as some of y'all heard on the podcast, and it was because of Ty pushing me that I went ahead and took the. So I was like, I don't have time. You know, I got too much going on, and when am I going to do that? And and then I was nervous that I wouldn't get enough people to read it, or and the people that read it, you might not like it, but now y'all got me scared about something else. Y'all love it so much. I'm like, well, damn. Can I?
Mm.
What about this other one I'm playing? Because this other one I'm planning on putting out there is a whole series. It's 4 books. And I'm like, well, damn, are they going to like it? Are they going to
Well,
take,
you have
you
yet to
know,
disappoint us in what you've done, the work that you put out. You know me, I'm very honest, and even if I inbox you about something, I may have a question, say to you personally, privately. But those who do, well, anyone knows me, I speak the truth. I just can't do it any other way. I don't understand why you would question what,
because
but the
you
quality of
guys
work
are
that you put
holding
out.
me to a different level with this Rose thing.
But
Like,
it's
it's
not
like,
us, though. It's not us. It's your quality that you put out
Yes.
because there are people and you're consistent. There's never no
Right.
waver
Very
in all the
consistent.
that you put out. You're very, very consistent with it. There are people who do write. Some people are better at writing books, but they should leave Bellas alone. They should leave like Lunchtime Chronicles and stuff alone. They're not good at that. And they may want to be a part of those
I don't
things.
know what's going on with y'all in this Lunchtime Chronicles, but I am putting out a disclaimer. I have nothing to do with that, and I'm not speaking
Oh,
on
no,
it.
no, no.
We're gonna
You
keep
would
moving.
no, you would write a good one. I'm just saying, like some people who it seemed like everyone is jumping on doing Bellas now.
Fellas.
It just seemed like it.
Right.
But with you and a
Hold
few
on,
others,
hold on one second. We're still going to be on here, but I'm going to end the live stream at this moment.
okay.